Now, I really want to say Desmond Ridder is not a bust, but I don't really know where to go with this topic. Desmond Ridder was a 74th overall pick back in the 2022 NFL draft by the Atlanta Falcons. And from a better perspective, the 74th overall pick is a 3rd round pick. Pretty early one, actually. Now, the only reason I wouldn't consider him a bust is because he's only played a little bit over 15 games with the Falcons, and he had very bad coaching through his time there. You know, they had Arthur Smith. He was not really the OC, but he was the play caller at head coach. So you can't really call for an OC's head when your head coach is calling the plays, but most teams do that, so we'll allow that here. Now, for the bust perspective, like I said, I'm not going to consider him a bust only because he was a 3rd round pick, and he's only played 2 years in about 15 games. But most people had a lot of hype for Desmond Ridder, and I wouldn't say he really lived up for it in his time in Atlanta. He recently got traded to the Cardinals, and now he's going to be backing up Kyler Murray. But not in this simulation. We're going to be hopping right into Madden 24, and we're going to make Desmond Ridder the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. Let's get into it. Alright, so we are now in Madden 24, and Desmond Ridder comes into this at a 71 overall. Honestly, I do feel bad for the guy, but he was given an opportunity to go produce in Atlanta, and he wasn't able to get the job done, so I fully understand why they wanted to move on from him, and especially to get a guy like Kirk Cousins is a huge upgrade for them, and he is going to be the backup quarterback for Kyler Murray, but not in this simulation. We're going to see if we can revive his career. He comes into this at a 71 overall, 79 deep accuracy, 80 medium, 84 short, 69 awareness, and then I guess just the mid-tier stats, throwing the run play action under the pressure. Also has 88 speed, which could be a big factor into this, 91 acceleration, and 57 carrying, which is really going to mess up, especially when he runs the ball. A lot of fumbles will be happening. He does have 94 toughness, which should be good for us. Maybe he'll be able to take hits and not get injured. So honestly, the team around Desmond Ridder, obviously this is not the updated rosters because Marquise Brown is still here, along with Rondale Moore. He has a pretty decent team, I'd say. Obviously in real life they didn't do too good, but I think in a Madden simulation it should be better than real life. You know, Desmond Ridder, James Conner, Michael Carter, Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore, Trey McBride, even Paris Johnson, DJ Humphries. And the middle of the offensive line is probably just going to be not really too good. The defensive side of the ball, terrible. This is where the magic does not happen. I mean, the only good players is pretty much Budda Baker and Jalen Thompson, who we could even move out Budda Baker just to get Desmond Ridder some more players and guys involved around him, because that defensive line is terrible. Probably the worst defensive line in the league, if I'm being completely honest. Cornerback room and secondary is okay. I mean, just the safeties, the cornerbacks were just terrible. You know it's bad when you got Hamilton at cornerback 1, who I have no clue who that is, and I apologize to Cardinals fans. Williams, don't know who that is either, unless that's Greedy Williams, and it is indeed not. Only player I know is Rashawn Fenton. I mean, BJ Lujawari, pretty decent. He should be able to develop, but I mean, the team around him is not so good. So we're going to start off by making some trades and try to upgrade this roster, mostly on the defensive side of the ball, so we're not allowing 50 points a game. So I'm going to hop into the trade and see what we can get done, potentially move this roster around and try to make it better. I mean, we could have Kelvin Beachum even get traded, probably have some other guys as well. I'm going to get the first trade done and I'll be back with you guys. So we did go ahead and get the first trade done. We're going to be trading away Kelvin Beachum, a 2nd this year, 3rd in 2026, and a 5th in 2026. So honestly, I mean, just with that right there, our secondary already bumps up in a huge way. Kyler Gordon was a great rookie. Props to him. He did pretty good with the Bears. I know Bears fans are very hyped about that signing. I mean, the cornerback room is still not looking too good. We definitely have to upgrade the defensive line, which I'm going to get to next. Let's see what other trades we can get done. All right, so we just made a banger trade. We're going to be trading away Kyler Murray, obviously, because he's not going to be playing. There's no really point of keeping him. We're sending him to the Denver Broncos for Alex Singleton, Zach Allen, and Kawan Williams at corner. So just with that right there, that is going to hugely impact the defensive side of the ball with 3 big upgrades. So we add Zach Allen to the end side. Alex Singleton would be at linebacker. We could even move one of these guys around in the lineup because we have a ton of linebackers. And for the final trade, I'm only going to give myself 3 trades for year number 1. We're sending away Karis Barnes, a 1st this year and a 3rd next year, for Mr. Christian Wilkins himself. That is going to mainly impact our D-line. Once again, I feel like that's probably the worst part of this team. But now we add Christian Wilkins. Now the interior does need some help, but we are going to head to free agency for that and some other positions because I don't just want to go trade for everyone. I feel like that would be kind of cheating in somewhat way or form. So let's head to the free agency market and see who we can add. So signing number 1 is going to be Marcus Peters to once again improve that cornerback core in the secondary. I think that'll mainly improve us. And then next, not really a huge signing. He's only a 72 overall, but this is better than what we have right now. Matthew Ioannidis, 29 years old. He'll probably only be here for 1 year, but I mean, it'll improve somewhat, so it'll definitely be impacted being a good signing. And then we're also going to add Cardinals legend Chandler Jones to the squad, 75 overall, 33 years old. Basically just a veteran to come back. I thought it would be a pretty good storyline if we can bring him back as well. And lastly, we're going to add La'el Collins, former Bengal and Cowboy, 79 overall, 30 years old. He'll start at left guard, and we're looking pretty up now. Let's check out the new updated roster. So overall, I mean, I guess we improved somewhat. We didn't really improve the offense too much. We kind of just added La'el Collins. Not too much else to talk about on the offensive side of the ball, but I think the defensive side of the ball where we mostly improved. Zach Allen, Matthew Ioannidis, Christian Wilkins, Marcus Peters, Kyler Gordon, Kawan Williams. Also added Alex Singleton. We're looking pretty good. That defensive line is still iffy, especially the interior like I mentioned. But let's go ahead and sim to the midseason. Let's see how we are looking. So at the midseason mark, we're 5-2. Honestly, this is a lot better than I was going to expect here. 5-2. I'll take that any day of the week. Let's go check out the stats from this season so far. At the midseason mark, Desmond Ridder, 15,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions with a 68% completion percentage, so not too good. I mean, definitely a lot of yards, a pretty decent, I'd say good actually, completion percentage. The interceptions, the turnovers definitely got to stop, but we'll figure that out. James Conner on the ground, 411 yards and 2 touchdowns. Carter had 5 touchdowns, and Marlon Mack had a touchdown as well. Desmond Ridder, 28 carries for 109 yards. Pretty good on 28 attempts. That's 15 yards a carry. My bad, that's 15 average yards of the game. That would not make sense with the math. On the receiving core, Marquise Brown, 30 catches, 378 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rondale Moore, 30 catches, 330 yards and a touchdown. Micah Wilson, 29 catches, 298 yards and 4 touchdowns. Trey McBride, 33, 270 and 4. Geoff Swam also had a touchdown for 4 catches, 20 yards. Let's check out the offensive line. La'el Collins allowed 5 sacks. CJ Humphrey allowed 3. Ajay Frontlook allowed 1, and Paris Johnson also allowed 1. The only offensive lineman that's actually starting that did not allow a sack is Will Hernandez, so props to him. On the defensive side of the ball, Zach Allen leads the team in sacks with 3.5. Dennis Garnett has 2.5. Christian Wilkins has 2.5. And then for turnovers on the defensive side of the ball, Buda Baker has 3 interceptions. Marcus Peters has 2. Garrett Williams has 2. Alex Singleton has 1. And then Jalen Thompson also has 1. And then Matt Prater, 7 for 8 on field goals. He's booting that thing. Didn't really kick much. And then Rashad Fenton, the GOAT, has returned 3 kicks for 52 yards. So overall, not too bad right now. We're going to go ahead and sim to the playoffs, and we're going to see if we have a chance to make it. I mean, 5-2 right now, unless we have a full-on collapse. I think it's a very good chance to make the playoffs. So we do, in fact, make the playoffs with an 11-6 record. I'm just going to say right now, I was not expecting this season. At the midseason mark, we're 5-2. We finished 11-6. That's pretty good overall. And in the passing game to end the season, Desmond Ridder, 3.5k yards, 26 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. He also improved his completion percentage by 1%, now sitting at 69. What a coincidence. James Conner on the ground, 1k rushing with 6 touchdowns. Carter had 9. Ridder also added 2 tutties on the ground, so that's great, with 16.5 yards a game. Marquise Brown, 67 catches for 857 and 4 touchdowns. Rondale Moore, 79, 813 and 3. Michael Wilson, 74, 802 and 8. Trey McBride, 69 catches. Once again, what a coincidence. 580 yards and 8 touchdowns. And then Geoff Swam added another touchdown. DJ Humphries allowed 9 sacks on the season. La'el Collins allowed 8. Sajay Frontholt allowed 2. Paris Johnson allowed 2. And Will Hernandez only allowed 1. He allowed 0 at the midseason mark. So great season for him and Paris Johnson. On the defense, Christian Wilkins lead the team in sacks with 6.5. We didn't really get much this season, but if we did, it was definitely spread around. Dennis Garnett had 6. Zach Allen had 5.5. Kaiser White had 5. Alex Singleton had 2. And Zaven Collins had 2. And Leaky Futsu had 2 as well. Buda Baker, 5 interceptions. Marcus Peters had 4. Alex Singleton had 3. Garrett Williams had 2. Jalen Thompson had 2. Kaiser White had 1. Zaven Collins had 1. Andre Chari had 1. And then Kyler Gordon had 1. So a lot of interceptions on the defensive side of the ball. I'm just going to take a roundhouse guess here. I'd say about 15-16. Matt Prater, 12 for 16 on field goals, 75%. That's okay. So let's go ahead and hop into this playoff game, and let's see if we can get the job done here. I mean, 11-6 record. We're playing a pretty good Packers team. Let's see if Desmond Ridder is up to the challenge and he can get the job done. All right, so let's see if we can get a job done here. We're going to go up 7-0 early against a very good Packers defense. Looks like we got Randy Bullock kicking, and we're going to go up 14-3 now, 14-10, entering the third quarter. Still a 14-10 ball game. They're going to take the lead 17-14. We're going to take it right back 21-17. They're going to take it back again. They're going to go up 21-31 now. And it looks like we're not going to be able to win again. So once again, another video and we're not able to win the playoffs. I don't understand how this happens all the time. We'll go into the season, have a great record. We'll go into the playoffs and we just can't finish it. It honestly does suck. It's not a good way to always end videos. And like you know, all these videos are mostly 1 year. Desmond Ridder somewhat had a decent season other than the turnovers. Not too bad, but also not too great. I wouldn't really say we kind of revived it. I'd pretty much just say it was a okay sim. 18 for 29, 209 yards and 7. Whoa, almost said 7 touchdowns there. That would have been crazy. 3 touchdowns, 62% completion percentage, and then James Conner 40 yards on the ground. Michael Carter had 19, Marlon Mack had 8, and Desmond Ridder had 2 rushes for 7 yards. Trey McBride 6 catches, 39 yards and a touchdown. Marquise Brown 6 catches, 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Wilson 4 catches, 49 yards, and then Rondé Moore 2 for 27. And what a way to end it. Once again, like I said, another video where we go to the playoffs, finish with a great record, and we just can't get the job done. But like I say every video, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm trying to push out more content lately. I'm trying to come up with some good ideas. As you can see by the thumbnail, we're trying to be somewhat creative here. And if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I'll definitely get it done. Desmond Ridder is going to finish at a 75 overall. Also, if you guys want longer videos, let me know. I tried out long form content on my last video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed that. And like I say every video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn those post notifications on so you never miss another video. Till next time, it's 2 Day signing off. See ya.